Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another Inside the Scope edition of my podcast. And today, Inside the Scope, I will have the rapper Ja Rule. Now, Ja Rule is one of the most prolific rappers in hip hop history. He comes from that Murder Inc. camp with Irv and Chris Gotti. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Just passed away earlier this year. Irv Gotti produced a lot of great songs and influential songs to hip hop and R&B, starting in the mid 90s around that time frame to the early 2000s before like the 2010s. But the production that he did on Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt can't go unnoticed. Very classic production. But where he cut his teeth was the production that he did for Murder Inc. Now, he helped create Ja Rule and create this unique style that most rappers didn't have. Now, I know you're going to say DMX had a similar style, but DMX was mostly rapping. Ja Rule was mostly creating harmonies with the songs. He usually was accompanied by an R&B singer, mostly female singers. He did have like Case later on, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the deep, aggressive rap style that DMX also had, even today, is not really seen as much. I guess you can say Petey Pablo had it to a degree, but you don't hear the aggressive rap style. It's not marketable as those smoother styles like a Jay-Z or a Nas or a Biggie. Those styles are more aesthetically pleasing to the ear. And Ja Rule had an aggressive style, but it was accompanied by a female songstress that kind of offset everything and gave it that balance. I believe Ja Rule created a unique sound to where you had to have a melody on your song in hip hop, which wasn't always the case. I remember J. Cole saying, back when you can get a platinum plaque without a melody, and he was talking about, I believe he was talking about that type of era, because before Ja Rule came on the scene, you did have a Mary J. Blige and Method Man, You're All You Need, but it was far and in between. Ja Rule's songs primarily, the mainstream songs were geared around having a softer appeal to it because he had such an aggressive style and aggressive rap flow that an Ashanti or Little Mo or Vita, somebody gave him that counterbalance to balance the aggressive style that he was doing. Um, and he didn't always have this style. When you think about one of my favorite songs from him, maybe my favorite song is How Many. Um, Now that song was from the Irv Gotti Presents the Murderers. Now that song was How Many Wanna Die With Me? How Many Wanna Die With Me? That song, and I like that song a lot just because like the production on it. Of course, it was Irv Gotti's production, and his production was amazing. It was like a movie. He created these cinematic type themed productions that made you want to rap better on, or rap to. And that How Many song was definitely one of those. So definitely kudos to Irv Gotti to his production and Ja Rule for great rapping. They kept the lights on at Murder Inc. They were the stars. Of course, they had Ashanti as well, who did very good solo. But Ja Rule was like that foundation that they needed to get to branch everybody else out. Everybody else wasn't more successful as Ja Rule and Ashanti, but rapper, Lil Mo, Vita, Charlie Baltimore, people like that were able to get more spotlight because of Ja Rule's foundational moves. Now, Ja Rule's best song, um, most popular song is probably I'm Real, the remix with J Lo, which I probably watched that song, that video. I watched that video probably 200 times one summer. I can't remember what summer it was, but I want to say it was 0203. But I watched that video a lot, not just because of J Lo, because it was a great song as well. And Ja Rule's aggressive style with the soft voice and sultry voice of J Lo just made a great combination. Probably go down as one of the greatest hip hop mashup songs of all time when it comes to being a pop song, a pop artist mixed in with a rapper. That would be one of the greatest mixes of all time. Of course, he made "Put It On Me" and "Always on Time," classic R&B rap mix crossover records. He was the master of this before all of the beef with G Unit and stuff like that. But um, he did have a classic hit with the male vocalist, which is one of the best songs that he puts out. Still feel good record today. It was on the Friday After Next, not the soundtrack, but just on the movie. They played it in the background, and that's Living It Up with Case. Um, he also had another song, Thug Lovin' with Bobby Brown later on in his career, but that Living It Up song with Case is still a feel good song. Case is one of the most underrated R&B artists as well, but he had great hits. But that mix up with him and Ja Rule is one of the greatest songs that Ja Rule has put out. It's definitely his top five in my opinion. But Ja Rule was an underrated artist. What he's done for hip hop and what he's done for the change of the sound and the genre, just making it more balanced and giving it that even playing field. I believe he even set the tone for Drake. I wouldn't say Lauryn Hill because he's a little bit around the same time, but he definitely set the tone for like a Drake, even though Drake doesn't have an aggressive style, but he puts the women's on the hook. He has a more softer side to the rap game. So Ja Rule should be credited for doing things like that. He gave us a vibe for a decade, and for us that used to listen to the radio, he definitely made you keep the radio on. He used to have songs back to back on the radio, and he had a lot of radio play, so he kept us entertained in those early 2000s. So salute to Ja Rule, and as always, until next time, I'll see you next time.